What up, YouTube? FDY, aka Crypto Funds, back with another episode of Crypto Funds Invest. Welcome to the channel. So, Bitcoin, oh man, we kind of called it. We had 2 or 3 scenarios that we were looking at. Our primary scenario played out, the Bitcoin breakout above 44,500. So now we're trading at about 47,500, and we're happy. Everybody's happy. Everybody's slapping hands again. The crypto community is happy. We're all friends, all friendly, and things are looking good. Things are looking good. It's looking a lot more bullish than it did last week. So, you know, when these things happen in the crypto market, everybody in crypto is just in a great mood. I'm in a great mood. I even took my wife to the gas station and filled her tank up today, man. You know, I was feeling that good. You know, Bitcoin was pumping and whatnot. So, without further ado, man, let's jump into the video, man. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about a couple altcoins, maybe Ethereum and Solana. So, let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is at, like I said, 47,616 at this time of recording. We're going to start on the daily time frame. So, what we were looking at is a breakout. Let's actually delete that right now. We were looking at a breakout. We were just in the range. We're going to take out all that. We were in the range. This was the top of the range. This was the bottom of the range at 40,500. Top of the range was 44,500. We broke out of this range. So if we zoom into, let's even zoom into the 15-minute chart, and we can see how we interacted with this breakout. Once we got up here, I haven't changed any lines. I haven't drawn any more lines. This is what I've been having for the past few weeks. We just bounced right along this, held it at support, held it at support, held it at support, held it at support. That's a good sign. So usually what I do, I macro outlook, the daily, 4 hour, look at the bigger time frames, and then I zoom in. So on the 15-minute, you see we interacted with it. We interacted with that top side resistance, turn support, held it at support, and then we took off. So now we're still going up. Now we are consolidating. I'm still on the 15-minute. Right now we're consolidating within this zone. The top of the zone will be at 47.8. The bottom is at about 46.7. So this is an area that I'm day trading right now. So if we come back down here, I'll be looking to open probably another long here and ride it back up here. If we break out, I'll look for a small retest and a breakout, confirming the breakout. So this is what I'll be looking at. I'll actually just draw it up so you can see what I mean. So we see we broke into, look like we're forming this range. Hopefully we don't come in double top here. Then we might come back down. But what I am looking at, I am hoping we do something like this, you know, come back down so I can get a nice little entry, come out, breakout, retest, and then we're back up to 48,000. And we can see we had some resistance come in at about 48K. And then we had our local top here at about 49. So between 48 and 49,000 will be heavy resistance. So that is the area that I am looking at in the longer term time frames to break out and hold as support to head higher. How high do we think we can go? So I'm going to stay on the daily time frame, and we're going to go back in the past a little bit, and we're going to see how we interacted once we broke this level here at about 48. So we broke out of this level here. We have some resistance coming in. Let's actually do this. So this is our $48,000 area that we're looking at. So we have some resistance here at about 52. You can see this line. If we do this, you can see the resistance point coming in here. We came up, held it as support, came down, came back up, held as resistance, broke out, held as resistance, broke down. So 50, we'll say 52K will be our next area of resistance if we break out of this $49,000 range. After that, we'll be looking for around 60K, 59 to 60K. Now, once we get up here, now we're testing all-time highs. Now we're talking about all-time highs. Now the crypto market is going to start going crazy. Now everybody's going to start the news, and everybody's going to start talking about Bitcoin again and whatnot. While we've been talking about Bitcoin for the past 2 years, when everybody was laughing at us, when everybody was calling us crazy, now we're starting to look. We're not looking like geniuses yet. We're starting to look at the people starting to, like, you know, scratch their head like, maybe he was right. We're not looking like geniuses yet. That time is coming. I'm going to say late 2024. We're going to look like geniuses, and everybody's going to start calling our phone. But right now, we're going to stay locked into the market. We're not going to worry about that. Those are just the areas that I'm looking at if we do break out. If we do not break out, what am I looking for? So this is what I always say. If you're in tune to my channel, you know I'm always looking at 2 or 3 scenarios. So the scenario, if we don't break out, we'll just start ranging above in between 48 and 44,500, our breakout point right here. So this could be a start being a range too. We can start ranging in here. We can start ranging in here. What we do not want to see is an exception back in this range here. We don't want to see an exception back in this range here, because just like this, I'm gonna show you, when you break out of a range and then you come back into the range, usually you go to the bottom of the range if you come back in from the top. If you come back down out of the range and you break back into the range, usually you go back to the top of the range. So what we don't want to see is we don't want to get accepted back into this range between 44,500 and 40,500. We do not want to see that, because if we see an exception back into this range, we could easily see our way making our way back down to 40K, and then maybe possibly back down to 38. But we're not even gonna talk about that. We're gonna keep the positivity flowing. We're gonna say we're going to 60K, 70K. We're gonna speak it into existence. That probably don't work in crypto, but we're gonna stay optimistic, and we're gonna hopefully see some type of consolidation here, and then we probably see alts fly even more. So what am I looking at? So on the DXY, I said this a few days ago, we need the DXY to continue to break down, As long as the DXY continues to break down, we probably have a little bit more down to go. We probably can go down to this level here at about 103,833. Right now we're at 104,115. So if we can come down a little bit more, we can see crypto get a nice little, another nice little push to the upside. So these are just inversely correlated for the most part. When the DXY goes down, crypto risk assets go up, and vice versa. So we're going to keep our eye out on the DXY as well. Stock market is going crazy. The NASDAQ is up, I think all-time highs. S&P is over 5,000. So that is also doing us a good thing by keeping us elevated. Animal spirits have returned. And we're just gonna keep staying in tune to the market, and we're gonna keep doing our research, doing our due diligence, and packing our bags and getting ready to go. Ethereum. So this is with the easy with Ethereum. We broke out of the top of this range here at about 2400. So now all I want to see is really this simple. I just want to see us hold 2400. So even if we come back down, we want to hold 2400. We might even come back and try to grab these wicks here at about 2455. But as long as we hold 2400, I'll be looking for us to continue higher. Maybe we come down here, up, and then we come back down. We just want to hold this. And then we can continue our way up to about $2,700 Ethereum. Solana is pretty simple too. So Solana is just in this right here. We're just in this. Let's actually negate this line here. We don't really need to see this line, but no matter of fact, we'll keep it, because this here right here, this is the major resistance line that we're looking at about 106. We'll say 106. Let's actually pull this up and touch that wick right there. So we'll say 106.60 is the point with Solana that we want to break out of. So even with Solana, it's just this simple, holding this as support, and you're coming up here, possibly getting rejected, running up this line, holding that as support, and then making our ascension a lot higher. So Solana's bullish, man. Solana blockchain went down for 6 hours a few days ago. It stayed bullish. People bought up the dip. So I don't care what you think about Solana, or people don't care what, you know, what's going on. Solana is gonna make you money. Solana is gonna make you money, man. It's just really that simple. We see the strength of Solana. We see the FOMO of Solana. We see the Solana ecosystem doing good. So Solana is a good play, and it's only at 105. I think Solana could 10x from here. I think Solana could go to 10,000. I mean, $1,000. That's a 10x from here. 800 to $1,000. I think that's very doable for Solana. So if I was starting a portfolio, I would probably start with either Ethereum or Solana and build around those. And that's just not financial advice. You can even build with AVAX too. AVAX could easily 10x from here too. It's at $37. AVAX could easily go to $300, $400, $500. So those are some of the top coins when you're building a portfolio that you can look at to start building your portfolios around for strength. When you first build a portfolio, you want to build that strength. You want to build that core. And then you kind of work your way down the risk curve in crypto. That's pretty much how you can make some nice gains and limit your downside, you know. So Bitcoin is looking strong, man. The crypto market's looking strong. We had a nice pump over these last 2 days, and everybody's happy, man, except for the bears. The bears are wrecked again. Even with the ETF money flowing into these ETFs, we saw massive inflows these past few days. We know BlackRock is still buying, MicroStrategy is still buying, the big players are still buying. Retail is not here yet, so we're gonna be cruising along at all-time highs when retail comes back in, and then that's gonna catapult us even higher once the FOMO comes in. So just be ready, man. Be prepared. Make sure your bags are packed. Make sure you're doing your due diligence. Make sure you have your narratives down. There's so many different narratives coming in. Make sure you're doing your airdrop farming if you're doing that. If you're trading, make sure you're locked in. It's just so much going on. I'm so excited for it, man. I'm really excited for this bull run. And let's get to this money and let's change our lives. So this is FD White, aka Crypto Funds. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.